guys, and welcome back to my channel for another true crime video. Before we get into our case today, I just want to tell you guys about a giveaway I am going to be doing for all of my subscribers, all of my viewers here on YouTube. Because it is November, it is the month of Thanksgiving here in the United States. I wanted to do like a Thanksgiving giveaway for all of you because I am so thankful for you. But last time I tried to do a giveaway here on YouTube, it was really hard because I had you guys comment, and then the winner, I randomly picked a winner, but I had no way of contacting them. Anyway, I tried to comment on their comment and they never saw it. And then I picked another one. Anyways, so I'm gonna do this one on Instagram because it will be a lot easier. So head over to my Instagram. I'm gonna be giving away PayPal money, Amazon gift cards, Stanley mugs, all sorts of stuff. My Instagram is Empress_rising_. It is linked down below. I will link it here as well. It's a private account. Just follow me. I will accept you, and the giveaway will be really easy. It will just be like a slider. You'll just have to slide to enter. I will be doing 5 different giveaways this month, so head over there for that. And yeah, let's get into our case today. So today's case is a cold case that happened in New York in 1974, and it is the murder of Katherine Kolodziej. Katherine, or Kathy, as her family called her, was just 17 years old when she went missing in 1974. Kathy grew up on Long Island. She was an only child raised by her parents. She was described as being very timid, very quiet. She was very much like a rule follower, but just a very kind-hearted and responsible girl. She moved away from home, where she had been born and raised. Long Island was kind of all she knew. But she moved to Cobleskill, New York, so that she could attend Cobleskill SUNY. She went there to study science, and she was very excited, but this was a major life change for her. She was moving away from basically everything and everyone she had ever known. Kathy was a great student, and her academics were very much her top priority at this point in her life. So when she moved to Cobleskill, and this is very much a tight-knit community, I guess there's a lot of farmland, so it wasn't like she was moving into the city or anything like that. While at SUNY, she made friends. She had a group of friends, but she wasn't going out all the time. She wasn't super into the party scene at all. And if she did go out with friends, she always let those around her know what her plans were. Her friends and her roommates always knew where she was. as to who she stayed behind with. And maybe she didn't stay behind with a friend. It may have been someone she just met up with that night, but by all accounts, her entire group of friends that she had started the night out with all left around 1:30. Kathy told this group of friends she wanted to stay out for like maybe another hour, then she would head back to the dorms. So her friends leave. Like I said, her roommate was one of these friends, and her roommate fully planned on seeing Kathy like in an hour. But Kathy never made it back to her dorm that night. The last time she was seen, she was at the vault wearing this big red like winter jacket, jeans, and baby blue shoes. So the next morning her roommate wakes up and she realizes that Kathy never made it home. And she knew instantly that something was wrong. Kathy was not the kind of girl to just not come home. She wouldn't have gone home with a guy. Nothing like that. She was a girl who very much lived by a routine. You could almost set your clock by Kathy. So when her roommate wakes up and realizes she never came home, she's on high alert. She calls around to some of their friends to see if anyone had seen Kathy. No one had. So she calls her mom, basically just to let her mom know they don't know where Kathy is. Maybe hoping for some reason her mother would, but this was the 70s. There were no cell phones. There was no social media. People were in constant contact with each other the way they are now. So, Kathy's parents know right away something's wrong, Kathy is missing. And they didn't even really know what to do, but they made their way to Cobleskill. And when they arrived, they went straight to the police station to file a missing persons report. Cobleskill isn't a place where people go missing. This is a very small farming community. And police took this report very seriously. They began looking for Kathy at her last known location, which was the Vault Bar. They questioned the employees at the bar and they canvassed the area. And they were able to determine that just 15 minutes after Kathy's friends left the bar, she too left the bar. Several witnesses told investigators that Kathy left right around 1:45 a.m. Now, some of these witnesses were at the bar itself, and I guess there were a few others who were across the street and just happened to notice her come out. All of the witnesses said she left at 1:45. She walked out of the bar alone and was seen walking back toward the direction witness came forward to tell police that so this witness lived right by the bar. She woke up at 1:45 and happened to glance out her window. Like, she just couldn't sleep, so she just looked out her window. And she noticed a young woman getting into a yellow Volkswagen, and then the car drove off. Again, we're in the 70s, and hitchhiking was a very common thing, particularly among college students. They didn't have their own vehicles. This was just how they got around. So, police come up with this, running theory that Kathy was hitchhiking and got into a car. The witness said, there was no struggle. This woman just got into the car, so it was believed she got into a car. Maybe she was hitchhiking. Maybe the car just stopped and asked if she needed a ride. But whoever was in that car had bad intentions. Police had no idea who the driver was, so they created a list of people who owned yellow Volkswagens in the area. Now, this is a very small town, so the local police were able to track down and speak to everyone who owned a yellow Volkswagen. And I don't know exactly what kind of Volkswagen. Of the reporting I could find, it just said a yellow Volkswagen. Anyway, this was kind of a dead end. This didn't bring in any leads or any suspicious people. Early on in the case, the FBI was brought in to assist, and they began to focus their investigation at the school. They interviewed the entire student body, and they also questioned the faculty. Several members of the staff were given polygraphs, and again, total dead end. Nothing or no one really registered as a red flag. No one told police anything that they felt was important. On November 27th, 26 days after Kathy went missing, two hunters stumbled upon a blue shoe in Richmondville, New York. This was at an intersection of McDonald and Cross Hill Road. Now, remember, Kathy was last seen wearing blue shoes, and her disappearance was heavily covered by the local media. So everyone in town knew that Kathy was missing, and they knew what she was last seen wearing. So when these police to that area and they head toward the field where the guy had seen this red fabric. And it turned out to be the human remains of a woman were under this red coat. It was believed that the remains belonged to Kathy, but her mother had to come in and identify them on Thanksgiving. Like, she had to ID her daughter, her only child's remains, on Thanksgiving Day. It's just the most heartbreaking thing. So Kathy's body had been placed on this rock wall that was in the middle of this field. And this is important because we'll come back to this, but it had been carefully placed on this wall. It hadn't been thrown there. She was nude from the waist down. So her body was taken in for an autopsy, and it was determined that her cause of death had been from 7 stab wounds that she had sustained in her back. It was also determined that 2 different weapons had been used. This is kind of all of the information they had at the time. Like, autopsies and crime scenes were obviously handled very differently than they are now. They couldn't do DNA testing. They weren't gathering everything from the scene like we would now. It's just like 100 times harder to investigate because of the lack of like scientific advancements at the time. So the little town of Cobleskill, the students and faculty at SUNY, as well as, of course, Kathy's parents, were devastated. Kathy was an only child, so her parents had basically just lost their entire family. And the shock just left everyone like scared and heartbroken. And police immediately kind of rotated from looking for a missing person to investigating a homicide. It was believed that the murder was likely someone who was just passing through town, not someone who was local to the area. And police soon had this theory that Kathy was likely killed by a serial killer. Again, it's the 70s, and there were so many active serial killers in the 70s, so this theory really makes sense. And there were 2 serial killers who police thought may have been involved in this. And the first one, you may have guessed when you heard yellow Volkswagen, was Ted Bundy. Another possible killer that they tried to link to this case was a man named Louis Lind. So Ted Bundy was obviously the first serial killer that came to everyone's mind because his MO was so similar to whoever had killed Kathy. He picked up college girls in his Volkswagen. So police just were like, we need to look into this. Louis Lind was another serial killer who was active during this time period, and all of his crimes took place in New York and Massachusetts. So he typically targeted younger girls, but Kathy did look young, so police thought this was worth looking into. And while they both seemed like great suspects, they were both ruled out pretty quickly. So Kathy's case went cold, although local law enforcement vowed to keep years later, another suspect would come up on police's radar. He was from Mohawk Valley, and his name was Donald Sigbee. In 2004, he was convicted of the cold case murder of Regina Reynolds, who was also a college student who had been picked up while hitchhiking, and she had been picked up in November of 1975, so exactly a year after Kathy. But police could never find anything to tie Donald to Kathy's murder, and then they kind of found another better suspect. This man, who is named John William Hopkins, also happened to be from Mohawk Valley. I don't know what was going on in Mohawk Valley in the 70s, but this man was arrested, and he is now known as the Mohawk Valley Ripper. He was actually from Johnstown, which is 45 minutes from Cobleskill. And in 1979, he was arrested for sexually assaulting a 15-year-old girl. He abducted this girl while she was walking down the road in Northville, New York. I am not going to go into the things he did to her, but it was horrific. And when he was done, he decided to take her into the woods and kill her. He gagged her and began stabbing her in the back. But there was a hunter, or like someone else in the woods, and he saw what was happening and basically ran and stopped the attack, and this scared Hopkins off. The 15-year-old girl survived her attack and was able to give police not only a description of the man who did this to her, but also basically directions to his home, and that's how police were able to arrest him. While being questioned about this little girl's abduction, assault, and attempted murder, he admits to police that he has killed 3 other women, and he identifies 2 of them, but he refused to tell police who the 3rd one was. Like, for whatever reason, he just wouldn't tell them. So Hopkins' first victim was Cecilia Jane Tempio. She was 17 years old, and she was abducted in July of 1976 outside of Johnstown. She had been walking along a road after leaving like a donut shop. Her remains were found in the woods by hunters, and she had died of multiple stab wounds to her back. Hopkins' second victim was 17-year-old Sherry Ann Carville. She was abducted and killed on October 22nd, 1978, outside a bar in Johnstown. Remember, Kathy was abducted outside a bar. So, Sherry was considered a missing person until Hopkins was arrested because her body wasn't found until he told police where to find it. So because Hopkins' MO was picking up young women walking alone, assaulting them, and then stabbing them, police really began to believe that Kathy was his 3rd victim. And no one could really figure out why he was refusing to name his victim. But, serial killers love to play games with police, so for a long time it was believed that Kathy was his 3rd victim. In 2007, it was actually determined that his third victim was a girl named Joanne Petone. She was 19 years old and she was from East New York. On January 12th, 1972, she was walking through the woods on her way home. This was a trail she walked on every single day. And unfortunately, she happened to be on this trail at the same time Hopkins was on the trail. Although they were not the only people on the trail. There was a young boy who witnessed the attack on Joanne. He was terrified. He took off running. He went to his parents, who went to police. But by the time police got to the area, Joanne was already dead. It was too late to save her. And her case remained a cold case for years and years. But in 2007, this is so interesting the way these are all tied together. So, in 2007, this cold case team gets assembled and they're looking into various cold cases. And one of the prosecutors on this team happened to be the cousin of Hopkins' second victim. And so he's reading the case on Joanne and he notices there are a lot of similarities because obviously he's very familiar with his cousin's murder. So he's the first one to kind of suggest that these two cases may be linked and that Joanne was the third victim. In 2011, they tried to use DNA testing to connect the cases, but the results were inconclusive. The way that the DNA had been preserved in the 70s had made it so that they really, I guess, couldn't get a conclusive answer on that. But then they were looking through the old case file, through Joanne's case file, and they found this sketch that the young boy had helped police make. And they compared this sketch to a photo of Hopkins, like a younger photo of him, and they were identical. This young boy had also given police a description of the clothing that the attacker was wearing, and this information was also in the case file. As it would turn out, which is actually pretty common with serial killers, is they would wear very specific clothing when they committed murders. And Hopkins wore this same outfit every time, and he was wearing this outfit when he attacked the 15-year-old girl. So not only did she give a description to the police, but also the man who saved her. And the boy and the girl and the man who saved the girl all said he was wearing boots. And police had this footprint photo from the crime scene of Joanne's that perfectly matched photos of the crime scenes where the other two bodies were found. And this was how they determined that Joanne was actually the third victim. No one knows why. He let's talk about some of the different theories in this case. Police have stated that they believe Kathy was picked up by someone in a car the night she went missing. One theory is that Hopkins was responsible for Kathy's murder. He picked her up, assaulted her, and stabbed her. This was his MO. He lived not far from where she was killed, like not the same town, but also he very well could have just been passing through, like on his way home, and this was a crime of opportunity. Now, it was never determined 100% if it was Kathy that was seen getting into the yellow Volkswagen, but Hopkins did not drive a yellow Volkswagen, so that's where this theory falls apart a little bit. Although Hopkins very well could have picked her up and killed her, and some other girl who had been at the bar downtown was seen getting into a Volkswagen. Like, it was never positively identified that Kathy got into the yellow Volkswagen. They never found who was driving the yellow Volkswagen, so take that information and do with it what you will. Another theory is that whoever killed Kathy knew her. And this one makes a lot of sense to me. So, Kathy's body had been placed very carefully on this rock wall. While she was nude from the waist down, and by the way, the bottom half of her clothing was never found. Her red coat had been carefully placed over her lower body and then secured with rocks. Like the killer didn't want anyone to see her nude body. So there's definitely some kind of like remorse or even respect in the way her body was placed, which I know sounds crazy because she was murdered, but it wasn't like someone just threw her body out of a car on the side of the road. Like, she had been almost delicately placed where she was. Another reason why a lot of people believe she knew her killer was because she was stabbed in the back. And it might have been because whoever killed her didn't want to look her in the face while they did it. Like, they felt shame for what they were doing. Often when a killer, knows the victim, they don't want to look at the victim in the face while they attack or kill them, so they do it from behind. So there's a lot of evidence to suggest this may have been someone she knew, like there was some kind of personal connection between Kathy and her killer. It's possible that it could have been someone she went to school with, maybe someone who had a crush on her or who had been watching her, and they, picked her up and gave her a ride and then maybe tried to hit on her, and she turned them down. Maybe they tried to grab her and assault her in a car. Remember, the bottom half of her clothing was never found, so if she was attacked and assaulted in a car, that would make sense. Like, that stuff stayed in the car. Maybe she somehow escaped, and as she was running, her shoes fell off. That would make sense why her shoes were found near an intersection not far apart. And whoever assaulted her realized she's gonna go to police if she gets away. So they chased her and killed her. In the meantime, her shoes are falling off, but she doesn't care because she is running for her life. So that's another theory. And the third theory is that there were two people involved. Remember, it was determined that two different knives were used in Kathy's murder. So it's possible there were two people involved she climbed into. Two people who assaulted her. This was the 70s. They didn't have the technology to determine if there was more than one semen sample found. Nothing like that. But it would make sense if there were two and they each had a different knife, that they both were stabbing her. And this is kind of all of the information that we have on this case. Her case still remains unsolved. Her poor parents died, never knowing what happened to her. She has no siblings, no grandchildren, no children. So there's really no one still alive pushing police to close this case or to keep investigating, although it is still considered an open case. It hasn't been closed. Let me know what you guys think in this case. I love hearing your different theories in the cases. You guys always come up with some great theories. Yeah, this is a really sad case. When I first heard about it and heard, not only has it been like 40 years, but the fact that there's no one still pushing for it to be solved, I knew I wanted to cover it so that it had a place here on my channel. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Super sad story. It's been a minute since I've done an unsolved case here on my channel for Mystery Mondays.